welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a source with a pretty wild idea that our DNA is hiding a secret, a kind of blueprint that connects us to the entire universe, all through something called sacred geometry. It's a bit of a mind bender, so let's just jump right in. All right, so what's the big idea here? According to this material, everything that exists, literally everything, is part of one single unified cosmic web. You can almost picture it, a huge network of electromagnetic energy, like a kind of cosmic hum that connects and powers all of creation. So this first section is all about that original blueprint. The idea is that we're not just living in the universe, we are a fundamental, resonant part of it. We were actually designed to be in perfect harmony with this whole cosmic symphony. To get this idea across, the source uses some really beautiful analogies. It says that our blood shares a kind of molecular alchemy with rivers, and that our bones, they're made from the same elemental stuff as ancient monoliths. The core idea here is that we're in this constant data exchange with the Earth, and that big celestial events directly affect our collective consciousness. In this view, we're all deeply, intrinsically connected.
Okay, but that brings up a pretty obvious question, right? If we're designed to be part of this perfect, harmonious system, why do we see so much conflict, sickness, and decay in our world?
And that question takes us right into our next section. The source material points to what it calls the Great Disconnection, basically a fundamental system failure right inside the human matrix itself. So here's the bombshell from this source. The main issue as it's presented is that our primary energetic circuitry, the very system that's supposed to plug us into universal intelligence, is, for the most part, not working. This core disconnection is framed as the root cause of all of humanity's problems. To back this claim up, the source points to our own genetics. It says that the human gene code contains roughly 3 billion base pair chemicals. That's the total potential of our original blueprint. But here's the kicker. Out of those 3 billion, it claims that only this many are actually active. Just 60 million. This massive gap is presented as straight-up evidence of a major alteration to our original design. So, what's the fallout from all this? According to the text, this genetic disconnection has left humanity feeling orphaned and lost. We're searching around in the dark for some kind of spiritual connection, and this has created what the source calls a fear-based mutant paradigm. Okay, so we've got the problem laid out. Now, what about the solution? The key, this material suggests, isn't found in a belief system or a philosophy, but in the universal language of, you guessed it, sacred geometry. So what exactly is sacred geometry in this context? Well, it's described as the language of the creative force itself. It's a way to get around the limits of our logical minds and connect directly with prime consciousness, with source, transmitting knowledge that just is. It exists beyond belief or disbelief. And the core principle behind all of this is, well, it's really simple but also pretty profound. The source argues that the entire infrastructure of existence is light, and that light expresses itself through geometric patterns. And this is how that reconnection process is supposed to work. The idea is that by consciously interacting with these sacred geometric forms, our own energy fields start to vibrate or resonate with them. This resonance acts like a tuning fork, finding a match deep within our dormant DNA. And through a kind of feedback loop, it starts to reinforce the integrity of our original divine blueprint. So, what's the end game here? What's the ultimate goal of this whole process? It's nothing less than rebuilding our original human blueprint, and by doing that, creating a totally new model for how we exist. And this, right here, is where the name, the template, comes from. It's presented as this transcendent model, a process that offers the direct, uncensored truth of creation, not through belief, but simply by reconnecting our electromagnetic circuits. Now, this slide is really interesting because it presents this really stark choice. On one side, you have the path we're currently on, according to the source, where progress is measured by lethal technology, depravity, and terminal decline. And on the other side, An evolved path where progress is measured by our ability to translate light, to give and receive love, and to act as direct conduits of source consciousness. It's quite a contrast. So, to wrap it all up, the main goal of this model is to basically reboot and revitalize our energy systems. This whole process is meant to prepare us to receive what the source calls luminous data. You can think of it as universal knowledge, so that we can all collectively build a new reality that's in harmony with the integrity of light itself. And so, this explainer leaves us with a final and pretty provocative question pulled right from the source material. It's not asking what you believe. It's really asking you to look inward and wonder, what truth is buried in your dormant DNA?